Hello everyone, this is a requested video. Today we'll be talking about Turncoat Debate, tips how to do it. Recently I posted an example of a Turncoat Debate and I was requested to make a video on two tips. So I'll be covering up tips here. I myself do not have a degree in two types of these, but I can just tell you how to go about it by the information that I've gathered from YouTube and the Google and all, the content which is there. So I have myself noted it down, and this is the best way, I think, if I were to give any suggestion to someone. Note down everything that comes up and then tick the points that you think that you should follow them. Turncoat Debate, before starting with it, I think you should be thorough with the concepts of normal debate, how it goes about a normal debate, and then come upon to Turncoat Debate. So I'll soon post someday about that, the basics of debate also, that again which I have gathered from YouTube and some other sources. So first of all, let us talk about what Turncoat Debate is. Turncoat Debate is basically a kind of debate where you contradict your own opinions. Like if you're standing for the motion, and then after a certain period of time, you need to contradict your very own arguments that you presented, and then you have to speak against it. So without getting much into what is Turncoat Debate, I'll be talking about what basically is the idea behind So this you can take as maybe the main judgment criteria also while you're being judged for a Turncoat Debate. So now how to begin? First and foremost, you'll have to, in most of the cases, you'll have to start from for the motion part. So for that, to gain attention, like in usually normal debates also we do this, to gain attention of people, we usually prefer to add in the very beginning some small quote by a great influential person, or maybe a small story about an event or a real person, so that you can gain attention of the people, attention of judges. And after that, you go about saying that these are my points. So now, after gaining attention, you need to basically present that first of all I'm speaking for the motion. So what are you going to say? That in my view, or maybe some other line also you can use. I have used this, so I'm giving you an example. In my view, I feel that this is what it should be, like for the motion. So for example, I did for the topic, is social media making people unsocial? So for that I used, in my view, I think social media is making people unsocial. Focus on the word is. And then after speaking this, you can call it as introduction. After doing this, you can start with arguments. Like in my case, I said, for this, my first argument is about dash 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 this. So this is my first argument. Now first liner I gave, like you can say a main heading type of a thing, and after that you'll come on to its description. So whatever argument that you gave, please make sure that you yourself are able to contradict that, because that is what Turncoat Debate is all about. You need to contradict your own statements. And then while describing about it, you need to be very particular about the statistics and illustration and the source where you got them from. That if you add them in your description, it will be very, very effective, and it will be very attractive at the same time. After you are done describing your first argument, go on to second argument, and same as I told you, give your heading and then your description, and then go about the third if you have, fourth if you have, like according to the time limit given to you. Now coming on to against the motion, you need to take only those points, again I'm repeating, which you yourself are able to contradict. Only those arguments which you have taken earlier will now be contradicted. One best way of doing it is take a pen and a paper and write for the motion arguments, and then think about against the motion, and then see against the motion argument and think about for the motion argument, so that you are able to maintain balance between the both. And then start talking about against the motion. Pick up one very good line. In my case, it was that though I agree to all these points, here is where I disagree. And then I presented all my arguments accordingly. So again, the very same thing that I followed, and I would suggest you also to follow. Give the heading and then go on with the description. And then for the next argument also, say my next argument is about, and then give the heading and then the description. And in all of these, make sure that you're contradicting your own 2 or 3 points that you took initially for the motion, and then you're contradicting them now in against the motion. And after that, you come on to conclusion. Conclusion is very important, and while concluding or while summarizing, you need to make sure that you're not presenting any new information or arguments. Don't do that. While summarizing, you should mention all the points that you made in very short, that all the arguments that you made, and now you're summarizing them, and then end with a good quote. In conclusion against the motion also, follow the same procedure and end with a good quote, because that quote makes a lot of difference while you're ending the speech or your debate. So this is it from my side. I hope I have made myself clear. In case of further doubts, you can comment down and I'll try to resolve them. Also, if you need any such kind of help, please let me know. I will be happy to help you. And all the best for your debate.